This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1352, The True Cost of Waiting for What You Really Want by Kumiko of thebudgetmom.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. This is the show where I narrate posts from thought leaders in personal finance every single day of the year in 10 minutes or less. Thank you for joining me today and every day as we take charge of our financial futures by educating ourselves on the many facets of money. And before we get to it, if you've been listening for a while, you should already know that we have a weekly newsletter sharing tips, tricks, advice, inspirational quotes, and more. It's a great way to show your support and totally free. Just enter your email address at oldpodcast.com to join. For now, let's get right to it and continue optimizing your life. The True Cost of Waiting for What You Really Want by Kumiko of thebudgetmom.com. Have you ever woke up in the morning, looked at your to-do list and said to yourself, I'll just wait to do that tomorrow? If you are the worst kind of procrastinator, it could be costing you more than just money. Here on The Budget Mom, most of the articles you read are about money management and finance. Today, I'm writing about one of the most painful lessons we all face in life, the one thing we try so hard to avoid. Yes, it's true that procrastination and life limitations can hinder you from reaching financial goals, but in the end, it could also be costing you so much more: happiness. Quote, "The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it's the door to all moments." Thich Nhat Hanh. It's easy to think that there will be a point in your life that once you reach it, you'll have finally made it. I learned this weekend that there is no such point out there that's waiting for you. The only thing that you truly have is the power to control this exact moment, the moment you have right now. While you're waiting for satisfaction to find you and for the hoops you're jumping over to disappear, you ultimately end up putting your happiness off into an unknown future. It's not uncommon for people to say, once I find my soulmate, get married, and start a family, then I'll truly be happy and finally have everything that I want. In fact, this is a belief I once had. We spend money trying to impress people we think we want. We go on far too many horrible dates and end up getting hurt more than we should. All so we find a future we believe will bring us everything we've ever wanted. Are you waiting to lose 15 pounds, to write a book, travel the world, get promoted at work, make a 6-figure income, buy a home, get married, or start a family? Are you happy in this exact moment that you have? If not, then when? Maybe Thursday, maybe next summer, maybe next winter, 2 years from now? When you finally find the man you have dreamed about since you were a kid, have enough in retirement, save enough money, pay off more debt? Whatever happened to wanting the moment you have now? Isn't it enough? The hard truth is, when you finally make it to where you want to go and have everything you think you wanted, there will always be more challenges. There will always be roadblocks, imperfect moments, and hard lessons that have to be learned along the way. These are the things that make what we actually want worth it. Quote, "For a long time, it had seemed to me that life was about to begin, real life. But there was always some obstacle in the way, something to be gotten through first, some unfinished business, time still to be served, a debt to be paid. Then life would begin. At last, it dawned on me that these obstacles were my life." Alfred D. Souza. The hardest thing to swallow is that sometimes in life, you simply can't have what you actually want. That's one of the most painful lessons about life. It's one of the first things we try teaching our children. We try saving them from the hurt we know is bound to happen. As adults, it has happened to us, probably multiple times. It has definitely happened to me. So what do? We gaze up at the sky and ask a higher power to make things better. We stare off into space, wondering what our purpose truly is. We desperately search for the meaning of life and wonder, why can't we get what we want? The simple answer: because if you got everything you ever wanted, you wouldn't actually be living. I could throw you financial statistics that say waiting costs money. I could tell you that consumers paid $12 billion in credit card late fees alone in 2016, or that the number of people who identify themselves as chronic procrastinators increased last year. I could make this article only about saving money or paying off debt. If I did, then I'd be leaving out the most important information of all. There are no statistics that can measure our personal lives. No one can give you accurate data about the helplessness we feel when we're overloaded with debt, being rejected, dumped, used, or the fear we feel when we lose a job. Only you can write it. You have to grasp the true present, even if it's not what you want. It's the only real time and place in which we have any influence or choice to make things different. A chance to write statistics about our lives that matter. Stop waiting for what you really want. Instead, accept this moment and go find it. You just listened to the post titled "The True Cost of Waiting for What You Really Want" by Kumiko of thebudgetmom.com. Procrastination is such a funny thing and something I think about a lot because I have an on-again, off-again relationship with procrastination. I find it interesting that procrastination is really a screwed up coping mechanism. Rather than working through the emotions of the tasks in front of us, we mentally turn them into insurmountable burdens and run away. Things are always harder in our minds than they are in real life. I have an index card taped to my monitor that taunts me with inspiring quotes and affirmations when I'm tempted to procrastinate. One of them is from Virginia Woolf, who said, "You cannot find peace by avoiding life." And another of my favorites is, "Action cures fear." I've heard that stress comes from thinking about things multiple times. So when we're procrastinating, we may be thinking about things over and over, and yet they are still begging us to do them. When we procrastinate, we also tend to beat ourselves up over it, only adding insult to injury and leaving us less capable of just doing the thing. The best thing I found to help with my procrastination is to find a co-working buddy. Tell them what you're procrastinating on and have them on a Zoom call with you while you're doing the thing that you don't want to do. I find it's more effective than an accountability partner who you'll check in with at a later time because it's providing real-time accountability during the only time you actually have, which is now. While I don't think we're going to solve procrastination in this one episode, I'm here with you in solidarity, my friends, because the struggle is real. That should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you in the Sunday show tomorrow with a post from Saving Joyfully and where your optimal life awaits.